The countdown has commenced. Game number 4 is on its way. We will have to see whether or not Team Ascension's Foxer is going to be able to get himself into an ace match. And the map is going to be Nimbus. So, hey, hello everybody, this is Chaos with Chaos Esports Productions, bringing you game number 4 of this Shots Fired Gaming Diamond and Masters Tournament. This has been a pretty crazy series so far, I've got to say. Nistic doing a great job last game, taking the lead. We will have to see whether or not Foxer can do it. Let's introduce our players, spawning in the lower right-hand corner here on Nimbus Ladder Edition. In the pink trunks, it is Team Ascension's Foxer. And spawning in the upper left-hand portion of this wonderfully weird map, in the googly green trunks, representing Team GJL Micro Gamers, he is Nistic. Okay, so another opportunity to see what can be done on this relatively strange map. I gotta say, out of all of the maps that they have switched up in this season, this one by far is the strangest, just because of this this right here, this really strange ramp. So it's basically like a small ramp that can be a very larger ramp once the debris has been destroyed. But on top of that, your natural is actually at a higher ground position compared to your main. So a little bit odd. But hey, you know, Blizzard loves throwing us some random curveballs because they're fun like that. And yeah, we'll have to see how it all goes. So gonna be seeing a Reaper expand coming from our wonderful Terran player, as that's what he likes to do. So, you know, we don't ask questions. We just let him do what he likes to do, and all will be good. Games will ensue. That's kind of how it all works. So so yeah, so we'll have to see whether or not he's going to throw something a little bit strange out. The push that he did last time actually was really effective in a previous game that he did. It was just a very solid build. Didn't quite pan out the way he had it had in the previous time that he executed. Actually, was the same exact map too. Just for some odd reason didn't pan out the way he wanted it to, and you know, the Mutas was able to clean things up. So spawning pool and the first gas coming out, so nothing too strange coming out from Nistic. We'll have to keep an eye out on this the second gas. Second gas, I think in the past we've seen it come down as early as I think 5:30. So we'll have to see whether or not that's going to be consistent, or if he's going to switch it up, maybe do something like he did in the second game, because this map is a little wonky. So let's kind of walk through this. So obviously we talked about the main and the natural. Your third base is kind of perched out over here. You're pretty safe to go ahead and plant all of your army here, and you can kind of go back and forth between defending here, this lower side, or the kind of the main contention point. But it leads into, I guess, what would be potentially be a fourth base, or the fourth base could easily be taken over here. It just depends on the player's preference and obviously spawning locations. So I think so far no scouting information been done for Nistic, whereas Foxer will get in here, get to see what's going on. We'll have to see. He does see the guy going up, but Reaper will get taken down, and actually he didn't scout. He didn't scout the lair from going down, so that's actually going to be... Oh, actually he did. I lied. Don't mind me. So yeah, so the lair did get scouted, so he does know that his opponent is going to be doing something very similar that he's done in the past, and actually is going to go ahead and plant down a couple of extra barracks and kind of play more standard. Usually we see... kind of on two bases, it's usually around 3 to 5 barracks, a factory, and a starport. So we'll have to see if it pans out in that same manner. So Nistic's Overlord's in. He's got Overlords in position to get a little bit of scouting information done, but doesn't want to quite send them in just yet. Um, definitely a little worried as far as... Ooh. He could easily put a starport down on this tech. That would be interesting to see, kind of a... Okay, then I could just be wrong. He's going to just go for early stim. Awesome. So yeah, so behind this, we're going to see that Spire, as we have seen in previous games. He does tend to go for that really fast Spire. Kind of an interesting play. But overall, things are looking pretty good. I'm not sure what this drone is here for. There we go. Baneling this as well. So yeah, Lingbane Muta once again does tend to favor that unit composition, and the starport is going to go ahead and get planted down. So yeah, so this is going to be kind of your more standard ZVT, or I guess more standard Terran build coming out of our wonderful Team Ascension Foxer. Double upgrades, 3 barracks, factory, and starport, and yeah, so looking pretty good as far as that's go. And then we also have a relatively, I'm only going to say relative because this is kind of a normal timing for a third base coming from our Zerg player. And as of right now, not a whole lot of units out on the field for our Zerg player. Just kind of basically just some defensive units. Doesn't know when his opponent's pushing out. Hasn't really gotten a good idea from his scouting, as he actually hasn't scouted at all. So Fox are doing a really good job denying that scouting. And yeah, so just showing to be really really awesome games so far. So I'm sure Shots Fired Gaming will be doing this next month. I'm going to give this the Chaos or Chaotix the opportunity to start to plug next month's tournament. Feel free to go ahead and go up. I'm sure, I don't know if he's got the pages up yet or not. I'm sure he'll figure out whether or not he has that when he hears this. But yeah, I'll let him throw any links that he wants to throw. Obviously, go check out shotsfiredgaming.com, where you can find all future event information and get involved with the wonderful community that has started. So, shout out to I Am Chaotix, because he is Chaotix, and he's pretty awesome for putting on these events. So yeah, and I am definitely very, very thankful to be a caster for them. I love casting, it's so much fun. Especially when you get to do things with your voice that you've never done before. Anyways, I hope you all have been enjoying the cast. Lots of freaking Marines, holy cow. Muta's gonna be coming in, actually trying to minimize some damage done. Gotta be careful, Overseer will go down, and the mass supply block, so yeah. Nistic needs to be a little bit on the careful side. He's in not a terrible position, but man, this dropship could potentially, where are this headed? Yeah, this dropship could be a problem for Nistic, because his mutas are way out of position. Third base is going to go ahead and go down for Foxer, but yeah, this dropship, let's keep an eye on it. It's going to come in here, immediately plop down its units. Lots of units dying. Gotta be careful. Okay, medevacs will get out, and it does appear that there is just barely enough. Actually, not many banelings here, so the Marines are still going to get a lot of damage done. And yeah, overall, pretty effective. Minimizing your opponent's economy, as well as getting a lot of free kills. Definitely well worth it. Unfortunately, he did lose the entire dropships. So only 2 drones killed. So not terribly the most efficient drop in the world, but yeah. Keeping your opponent at bay, always worth the time and the effort. And it looks like the rest of this rocks are going to go ahead and get taken out, as the third base is starting to get up operational, as lots of SCVs are headed toward it. And yeah, so we will have to see how this all pans out. Now, mutas are going to go ahead and pass the army. This could potentially be base trade scenario type situation. Oh, okay. He's going to go ahead and pull back. He sees, hey, my opponent's moving out. Probably should deal with that. Good spreading of the Widow Mines. Widow Mines could potentially be the game changer here, I think. Fourth base is also being taken as well, so that has now been pointed out. Widow Mines will go ahead and come in here, help out. They are going to go ahead and get in position. And yeah, the fourth base is going to go down pretty much uncontested. Nice little pick off there for Foxter. And yeah, at this point, Nistic really has to get something done. Widow Mines definitely placed in very good positions. Oh, one shot. Ooh, two shots. Really good shots going off. Will another. Oh, another shot. And a lot of damage getting done on these mutas. Yeah, Nistic needs to be very, very careful. A drop going into the natural, actually canceling one of the upgrades. Nistic just getting pulled apart. The Marines will get taken out, but at the cost of what? I mean, you know, 12 total workers, and now he's moving into the third base. Third base is going to get picked off, and Foxter just putting himself into a very dominating lead. The units will get taken out, but as long as he's got units to back up behind it, I think he's going to be okay. Lots of bunkers getting put down. Definitely wants to make sure he can minimize the amount of damage that this counterattack is going to have, and this could potentially be game-ending depending on how things go. Muta's coming in, trying to make sure he doesn't get Widow Mine shotted. Widow Mine's getting detonated in the wrong spot, and Bangling's coming in, getting lots of damage done. Nistic pushing through. Will it be enough? Banglings from behind coming in. The Mutas are a little bit out of position, but more Banglings coming in, getting lots of damage done, and the rest of the Marines will get cleaned up, leaving this third base completely exposed. Nistic taking a very dominating position as all of the reinforcements are now trickling in for Foxter. Will it be enough, though? More units are in production, 12 Marines at a time. SCV's trying to get something done, but I think Nistic has done it. He has pushed in, gotten lots of damage done, taking the turrets out. Not sure if that's quite cost effective. Gonna be taking down potentially some more. He really needs to focus stuff down. Gotta be careful about the Widow Mine. The Widow Mine might go off. Oh my god! No! Lots of units will go down. And at this point, it's just a matter of whether or not Nistic can follow up with this. I mean, he's in the position. He's got the goal in his hand, and he's like, I must take. It's just he hasn't built the units for it. He's been focusing on getting his fourth base up. He knows he's done a lot of economic damage, and he's in a really good position. It's just a matter of, okay, where do we go from this? He says, I'm going to get my hive. I'm going to get 22 more lings, and we're just going to rock and freaking roll. A lot of Marines being produced, 10 at a time. And actually, even the factory is going at it, getting the Widow Mines up as well. I think it is going to boil down to one final engagement. Whether or not Nistic can push through and show, flex his muscles in the manner that he needs. That's the ultimate question, I think. So posturing just outside, trying to really get an idea of what's out there. Try and pick off some Widow. Oh, a very nice Widow Mine shot going off. A lot of those mutas really low. None of them are in the green. Well, one of them. But the Banglings coming in here, trying to get as much damage done as possible. Banglings going in, getting lots of surface area. A lot of the Marines going down, and there are still a ton of lings left over. Muta's still raining the skies, and I believe that this third base is going to go ahead and get more or less massacred. Is there enough, though? Reinforcing Marines actually doing a lot of damage, and he needs to be very careful. +3 attack is on the way. Is there enough, though? Looks like Nistic's setting up for another engagement. A lot of these Marines are pretty low. Needs to be very cautious of. The Widow Mines. The Widow Mines are definitely the biggest contender that he has right now. More mutas. Oh, another Widow Mine shot getting off on a lot of the mutas. He needs to be careful. Oh my gosh, I cannot stress it enough. The mutas are his most valuable asset right now, and if he cannot get in here and get the damage he needs done. Oh, full engagement going on. He's going to try and focus down the Widowmine. The Widowmine does go off, but not on the appropriate units. Stimming in, trying to minimize damage. Widowmine's going off. Baneling's going off. I think things are looking good. Third base is going to go down. Still a handful of Banelings here. Will it be enough, though? I think with the third base going down, it's definitely put Nistic in a much better position. 9 more Mutas going to be joining the flock, and yeah, I think with that, I think Nistic has kind of sealed the deal. It's not completely over. It really just boils down to Foxer's ability to micro and really split this army. You know, lots of medevacs here. We still got lots of Marines coming out, but you know, money is starting to run thin. The natural is still relatively healthy. Or no, it's not completely healthy. I mean, it's only got 18 at it rather than 24. So more Banelings being morphed in. I think Nistic is in a really dominating position. It really just boils down to whether or not he can get in here, checking on, looking for those Widow Mines. But at this point, the income is just Foxer's income just isn't quite what he needs it to be. So another scan going down, checking out on that fourth base. He sees that it is up and running. Muta's going to be swinging in, trying to get some damage done. Lots of missile turrets up here, but with this flock of Mutas, they one-shot the turrets, and that is going to be not... yeah, Muta's just absolutely ravaging the natural, and yeah, at this point, Nistic, all he needs to do, queue up a handful of Banelings and Lings and start waltzing right in, because he is definitely in a dominating position. Going for the gold. And it looks like Foxer says, you know, I've only got one other option, and that is, of course, head across the field and see what happens. So Foxer does see that he is moving out on the field, and it actually looks like the Mutas are going to swing in here, try and just take out all the bases and say, okay, not going to give you a whole lot to deal with. And yeah, Foxer's army is coming into the fourth. Probably going to take it down, but I mean, at this point, pretty much all of the SCVs are getting taken out, which means Foxer really doesn't have a whole lot of mining. Banelings coming in here, getting lots of damage done. Splits, are they good enough? A lot of damage getting done, but still, looks like Foxer is still left with a small army. Mutas are coming from behind, trying to clean up and get things rolling. And those Widow Mines will go down. So now with the reinforcing Banelings and Lings coming in, will it be enough? All the medevacs are getting taken out, and the Banelings are trying to make the connections that they need. Oh boy, gotta be careful. Splits are looking pretty good for Foxer, definitely showing that he can do it. Granite mining is very minimal at most for our Terran player, as he's only got a handful of 2 SCVs. I mean, 3 SCVs on the field. I don't know where that third SCV... Oh, there he is, getting himself gas, because God knows he needs the gas. But yeah, things are looking pretty good here. I would say Nistic has pretty much won this game at this point. There's really not a whole lot that Foxer can do to really... I mean, unless some super Widowmine shots get off. I mean, we're talking like 2 Widowmine shots taking out the entire army, which seems highly improbable. But, I mean, at this point, I would... I have to say, things are looking pretty darn good. Foxer trying to get himself into position. Muta's perching up, getting ready for whatever. Ooh, Ultralists are on the way as well. Muta's saying, I'm not afraid. We're gonna come in here. Oh! Last Widow Mine is gonna get sniped. And yeah, I think with the Ultras popping out, I think that will be lots of Ultras popping out. I think this will be the nail in the coffin, as production has more or less ceased for our Terran player. And Yeah, the mutas are going to just fly in and say, where is their buildings? And, yeah, Foxer's going to say, oh, your mutas are there? I'm going to go on in. Ooh, Fungal! Nice Fungal! Chain Fungal's going to go down. GG and Nistic going to take game number 4 and the title of this month's champion. Very, very well executed. Congratulations to all players. Congratulations to GJL's Microgamers Nistic for taking the home this month's finals. And congratulations also to Team Ascension's Foxer for putting up a wonderful fight. Excellent games by both players. Absolutely amazing. And thank you all for tuning in. You guys deserve a pat on the back just as well as these players. Because without you, you know, these tournaments just aren't as fun. I mean, let's be honest. So thank you all for tuning in. I hope you all enjoyed the casting. Feel free, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that follow button down in the lower left-hand corner. It's greatly appreciated. I look forward to potentially casting some of these tournaments in the future. And yeah, I hope you all enjoyed. With that, I will go ahead and close out the stream with a quick song. And that will be it for me. So I hope you guys enjoyed everything. Feel free, if you want to follow me on my other social media type things, all of those links are below the stream. And I think that's all I've got. So I hope you guys enjoyed, saw the excellent games, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your afternoon, evening, or morning, wherever you are. So thank you all for tuning in, and this is Chaos signing off.